Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences, such as case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds. Let the artificial intelligence do all the work. Get access to 50% more qualified leads so you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us out on pathmonk.com. On today's episode of Pathmonk Presents, I've got a very special guest with me joining today. Please welcome Emily. And for all of you who don't know, she is the Vice President of Marketing for 3DEO. Now, for all of our listeners, 3DEO was founded on a vision to become the premier additive manufacturing service to successfully combine mass production, metal, 3D printing capabilities with multidisciplinary design and product development expertise. But I will save that for Emily to elaborate on all the exciting things that they're doing in-house as well. So Emily, thank you so much again for joining us. It's an honor to have you on our show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, awesome. We're so happy to have you here and learn more about not only you, but also what 3DEO is doing in the industry overall. So with that being said, tell us, what does your company do overall? And ultimately, what is the problem that you solve for your clients? And who are your clients exactly?
Yeah, sure. So we are a design, engineering, and manufacturing service. We found a hole in the market when we started in 2016, and that was in metal additive manufacturing, just 3D printing, for companies who are having a hard time finding a really high quality, high volume production service. So what we did is we created our own technology. It's called intelligent layering. And we, instead of where most 3D printers sell their printers, we actually decided to keep that technology in-house and master it so that we can provide the best services for our customers in making parts for them. So we actually, when I say design, engineering, and manufacturing services, we actually will start working with customers as early stage as possible for them. So these customers are in a range of industries. It might be aerospace, industrial machinery and equipment. We work a lot within the medical devices space, semiconductor space, oil and gas, really, all across the board, anywhere where there are engineering teams who really are trying to solve tough problems that are difficult to solve within traditional manufacturing. And we work with them. We partner anywhere from very first stage in prototyping all the way into making sure they get to scale with as few trade-offs as possible.
Oh, wow. That's incredible, especially too with like the range of industries that you guys cater to overall. And especially too that those are very niche as well, as you're mentioning, medical devices, oil and gas, industrial, aerospace. So as for your clients, how do they typically find you? Would you say it's mainly word of mouth, referrals, or is it digital marketing? Is it inbound, or is it a mix of a lot of things currently?
Definitely a mix. The 3D printing industry as a whole is very supported, which is wonderful because we really have to band together. It's a newer, still a newer technology. So we do a lot of trade shows. We do a lot of networking. So branding goes into that a lot, as well as just lead generation. We make sure that our website is full of content. That's a huge concentration for us. We're thought leaders within this space. We want to make sure there's so much education that still needs to happen within what are the different families of additive manufacturing, what are the pros, what are the cons, helping to educate people when they should look outside of their traditional methods that they've been using, or even how to design. So I would say it's a mix. We get referrals a lot. Beyond trade shows, we do a lot of digital from social. We do a lot of white papers, playbooks, webinars, anything that's really going to help create the conversation. And then we kind of go from there.
That's awesome, especially too with the amount of resources that you guys provide and with being, thought leaders in the industry. It's amazing. So adding on to that, because the one thing I noticed about your company that is very different from a lot of other 3D printing companies I've seen is that you guys offer design consultation, which not many do. So can you elaborate on that for us?
Absolutely. So we added this service about a year ago, and it was really answering the needs and very underserved needs of our customer base. We did a really amazing market research where, we talked to people who were our customers, who were prospects who we knew probably wouldn't work with us because they didn't have the need, and really just dug in on what were they seeing, the major area that was causing their product development to kind of fail. And a lot of that was moving from innovation into prototyping and then moving that into manufacturing. So where most companies offer design for additive manufacturing, where the expectation might be that a customer is coming up with a CAD and they're just tweaking here and there, we'll actually partner with customers. We say we're an extension of your team. So a customer might come to us and say, hey, we have this idea. I don't have the in-house resources to be as innovative as we want. Can you guys work with us and help us come up with this prototype? And absolutely, we will. It's really kind of our as you mentioned, our key defining area. We speed up the velocity of product development. You don't have to, you're already kind of switching from an R&D team to a manufacturing team, but we're really partnering at every step of the way. So we make sure that speed, getting to a quick, competitive, and very high quality launch is as important to us as it is to our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's great with all the work that your company has done to be able to find out, okay, how can we incorporate this, listening to the needs of like the customers, and then seeing, how can we position this to where it's going to be a benefit overall? Because that's a huge undertaking as well to be able to incorporate this in. So can you elaborate us for with the process and, tweaking the offerings and, just going through the motion of implementing this?
Yes, absolutely. So for anyone who's listening who is a fan of just product management or product marketing and knows about the jobs to be done framework, we did a lot of work within that. And it's not only finding out what your customers need, but it's finding out where you as a company can uniquely solve these problems. So we talked to these individuals to see what their major, challenges were. We then took a step back, evaluated those challenges, and found where we could uniquely solve those problems. Either we were the only ones who could solve them, or we were one of the only ones. And then it doesn't just stop there. We had to look internally within our company. What was the expertise that we had? We kind of knew that we were going down this route because we had seen certain wins before where we had worked with customers to do a pretty intensive redesign of their products. So we knew we had a little bit of that secret sauce within us with our people and culture. And we have completely, taken that on. It's always been our mission and our vision when we started to help solve problems. But now more than ever, it is to truly partner and take on projects with our customers as if they are our own. And I think that really shows we're speaking the same language. That's what's so important in doing customer research and aligning yourself with your customers. It's a complete bottoms up approach, not top down where you're saying we have a product and we think people will love it. We're actually adding services that our customers in our target market are saying we need these and no one's offering them to our satisfaction.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that as well. And it's really interesting to see, all the work that you guys have done, what ultimately worked, and just really being able to come from a different angle as well. Because as you were elaborating, where this top-down approach, this is where a lot of companies tend to struggle and fail, versus where you guys were able to find another angle. So that's incredible overall. So kudos to your team.
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun. Data is, any marketer knows, data is king.
Yes.
So it's queen in my eyes.
I love it. Yes. So now we're at the end of our interview today. And I want to thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, but I also want to give you the last word. If anyone were to forget about everything that we've talked about today, what is the one thing you want them to remember about your company overall?
Yes. No problem is without a solution. I think that is something that we are constantly pushing the envelope on. It might not be exactly the solution you're looking for, but there is no problem that is too big that you can't brainstorm and look for. That goes for not only the manufacturing industry, but also marketing and sales and business development. We are problem solvers. So you don't have to be an engineer to be a problem solver. You're a marketer to be a problem solver. So I think just always push the envelope and know that there are very unique fits to many problems out there.
Amazing. No, definitely. Especially too with the solutions you guys provide in-house, there's no problem that's too big at all. Everything will get solved. So
Yeah.
Nelly. All right. Emily, thank you again so much. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to listen.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise. And for all of our listeners out there, check us out next week on Pathmon Presents.